Hey, what's up you guys? Today we are doing a video which I love to watch, and that is reading 5-star reviews of my least favourite books. I'm also going to film reading 1-star reviews of my favourite books after this, and that'll be coming up on Sunday, hopefully, if things go to plan. So keep an eye out for that. And before we get started, okay, I hate Goodreads reviews. I have like a thing against them. I hate the stupid, like, self-indulgent writing. I hate the stupid anecdotes. Like, people talk about, oh, I was sitting reading this book in the garden with my pet cat, and it's like nobody cares. Literally, no one cares. Or they tell a story about their childhood and how they can relate to the book, and it's like, just review the book. Like, honest to God, just review the book. And people also, like, the way they write these reviews is as if they're writing their fourth year university dissertations, and it's like, just shut up. Like, did you like the book or did you not? That simple. So I don't like Goodreads reviews anyway, and oh my God, and the GIFs. I hate the stupid GIFs that people use in Goodreads reviews. But anyway, other than all of that negativity, although this whole video is going to be pretty negative, let's not lie. I'm going to do 3 books today. I'm going to do Alice, which if you have watched my 1000 subscriber Q&A, you're not surprised by. I'm going to do The Scarlet Letter, and I'm going to do Maggie Cassidy. The Scarlet Letter I read right when I started BookTube, and honestly, I feel like I just didn't really get it. I was kind of new to classics still. I feel like if I reread it now, I'd probably like it. So I'm not going to be too harsh on that. I'm kind of willing to be open-minded. Maggie Cassidy was just boring. And then Alice. I just hate Alice. So if you like this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and let's just get started with the very first review. So the highest rated 5-star review on Goodreads is by a girl called Emily for Alice, this is. And it starts off, "This is one of the best, darkest and most disturbing retellings I have ever read." Darkest, disturbing, maybe, best? Don't lie to yourself. The author gets extremely creative with this world, weaving in characters we recognise from the original Alice in Wonderland, but telling a very different kind of story. If you like your retellings to stay close to the original, then don't waste your time with Alice, it is very different. And I think that is exactly where I went wrong. It was the very first retelling I'd ever read, and I haven't read any since then because I just was like put off. I was expecting just like, you know, Alice in Wonderland, but like a little bit spooky. And then I got like just a completely different story with the main character called Alice. And I was like, what the hell is this? She continues, "The world created here is not our world, and it is not Wonderland. It is a horror." She spelled horror wrong. Okay, she's not the author. It's a horror fantasy style setting in a fictional place called the Old City. Ever since Alice returned to her parents after going missing as a child. Okay, and then she's just going into a plot summary. Yeah, so she basically just summarised it, why I didn't like it. It's not our world, it's not Wonderland. So it's like, it's not Alice in Wonderland then, is it? Am I lying? Am I lying? Am I wrong? And I'm not reading her 1000 page essay on the plot summary, because I didn't ask for that. Okay, the next one is by a girl called Ellen, and she says, y'all, this is the story that Alice in Wonderland always wanted to be. I'm sorry, no it's not. If Lewis Carroll wanted to write this, he would have. He wrote this for a child. It's a children's story. He did not. This is not. Oh, that sentence is just annoying to me. It was bloody, strange, violent, engrossing, and just overall fabulous in its inescapable trippy weirdness. It's a twisty, soft pretzel, salty and deliciously satisfying. It'll fill you up. Shut up. Honestly, that's what I mean. Like, people just are so pretentious. Like, oh my God. To help out with my review today, we have the music of the lovely and talented Melanie Martinez. Her song Mad Hatter. Okay, I'm not here for a song review, I'm here for a book review. I'm not even reading the rest of that. Shut up, Ellen. Oh my God. Okay, the third one is by Marta Cox. And she says, "I've read quite a few books recently that take their inspiration from classic tales, and it was with delight that I saw Christina Henry had also taken up the challenge." Is it a challenge though, or is it just a marketing ploy? Because no one would have bought this book if it wasn't an Alice in Wonderland retelling, let's be honest. This book may feature characters from the imagination of Lewis Carroll, but that's where the similarities end. From the first page with the tortured heroine Alice, it's a dark and fascinating world that we are plunged headlong into. And then she goes into a plot summary again. Again, this is just repeating what I've already said. Exactly. It takes the characters, it takes Alice, and that's it. Like, that is it. Like, maybe I'm just missing the point of retellings. Like, maybe I just don't get it. But, like, you can't just trick fans of the book into buying your book because you use the same character name. Like, what the hell? Okay, we're now moving on to the Scarlet Letter, and like I said, I don't really have that many opinions on this, so I'm kind of going in with an open mind, and I'm open to be changed, have my opinion changed. So the very first review is by Werner, and this is from 2008, so you know, it's a classic review for a classic book. He says, most readers don't realise, and certainly aren't taught in schools, that Hawthorne, as his fiction, essays and journals make clear, was a strong Christian. I think we got it. Like, I really don't think that anyone could read this and not come to that conclusion. It literally says, as they make clear. Okay. Anyway. Though he steadfastly refused to join a denomination, and here his central subject is the central subject of the Christian gospel, sins, guilt, and forgiveness. This is what I'm talking about. Goodreads reviews don't make any sense. Like, can you please just, like, review the book and stop trying to impress us? Like, you're not Nathaniel Hawthorne. Like, no one's here for your writing. What is this even saying? I can't even read that. I'm sorry. All these words are going into my eyes and then coming out my ears. Like, I can't understand a single word this is saying. His faith was of a firmly Armenian sort, and as he makes abundantly clear, it was very hard for sinners mired in the opposite Calvinistic tradition to lay hold of repentance and redemption when their religious beliefs tell them that they may not be among the pre-chosen elect. Okay, let's just move on. I don't even know what the hell this is saying. The next one is by Amalia, and she's literally just took some quotes from the book, put them in bold. Okay, fair enough. And then her entire review is summarised as, for a child dancing in the field unaware of her mother's grief, for a priest who realised what really mattered, for a woman who refused to yield, for a letter that became a badge of honour and courage. Where's the review? Am I missing something? This is the second most liked review. There's no review here. I was coming into this like with an open mind, and these people are making me want to kill myself. Okay, finally, Michael, this is a new one, March 2020, so that was like 2 months ago, or 3 months ago. An entrancing allegory about social stigma, hypocrisy, and the cruelty of patriarchy, the Scarlet Letter reflects on the different forms guilt and punishment take from men and women across classes. It's just a summary. It's just another summary. There's no review here. I honestly don't think anyone knows what this book is about. Because out of those 3 reviews, the 3 most liked 5-star reviews, none of them make any sense. So now moving on to Maggie Cassidy. This book I just could not get into because it was written kind of like stream of consciousness kind of. There was like times when there was 2 whole pages with no full stops or any punctuation, and like all of the characters, how did they even speak? Like all of the main characters' friends were just like one voice. Like I just couldn't get into it. So this very first review is from someone called Robin, and he says, the book captures the yearnings of first love and its confusion and undirected passion. It talks about both how people change and how there are limits to the scope of their change. The perspective of the book is interesting and revealing. Kerouac, the grown writer, is recapturing something of the spirit of the first love of his youth. The story is mostly told in the first person and the voice of an adolescent. Then abruptly, at the end, the voice shifts to the third person, signalling, I think, the change from the perspective of youth to that of adulthood. I don't really have any thoughts on that. I mean, I guess it kind of is about first love. Well, obviously it is about first love, but like the main character, the one thing I remember is that the only thing he likes about the girl, Maggie Cassidy, is that she's good looking. Like, I feel like there was not one other thing he said about her other than like he thought she was hot. So if that summarizes first love, then maybe this is perfect. I'm not even reading the rest of this review. Okay, let's move on to Michael. Michael says, Jack Kerouac embodies Americana, plain and simple. Father-son relationships, blue-collar America, wild, silly friendships, small-ish towns, all some of my favourite things. They were all there, can't deny that. This is where I take an issue with this review. One of the greatest love stories I've ever read. Maggie Cassidy so accurately exemplifies friendship, young love, and adolescence. Like I've already said, the only thing he likes about Maggie is that he thinks she's hot, and I'm pretty sure she's older than him. Like, that is their entire basis of like their attraction. And she's also so annoying. I'm trying to like remember now. I feel like she was really annoying and like really angry and like played mind games with him. I can't remember. It was not one of the greatest love stories I've ever read. I can assure you of that. The rest of that review is just blah 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 rubbish. Okay, so this person, Mel, says, I found Kerouac's style in this book to be truly phenomenal. It was some of the most beautiful writing of his. Come on. Let's not lie to ourselves. Does anyone truly like stream of consciousness? Like truly? Like you might think you do, but when you really think about it in your heart, does anyone actually enjoy it? Because I really struggle to believe that anyone actually believes that they actually like it. It's so bad. I just hate it. I've read this and I've read To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, and both times I was like, how can people even read this? Okay, what else did she say? The subject matter was an honest look at the frustration of high school relationships. I felt sorry for Maggie, stuck in what appeared to be a fairly small town, trying to decide at 17 if she should get married or not. Okay, if you're 17 and you're watching this, don't get married. Plain and simple. I mean, obviously this was a different time, but still, don't get married at 17. The book was at an odd contrast between idolization and disappointment. Nobody seemed to know what they really wanted. Yeah, exactly. So it was not a good love story. There was no like undying like. It was just rubbish. I don't care about the rest of this review. Goodreads reviews they just don't shut up, do they? They just continue talking and they don't need to. That is all I can handle for today. Honestly, I've had enough of these reviews. I actually still need to film the 5-star reviews. No. Oh no, the 1-star reviews for my favourite books. I feel like that's going to be like so sad. I'm kind of nervous. But anyway, that's my next video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below if you've read any of these. I really think I will reread the Scarlet Letter at some point with like, you know, a fresher outlook and, you know, good expectations. But yeah, thanks so much for watching and I will see you in my next video.